Now let's say we have a rule where we want to prevent non-managers from being able to view cost information. So instead of applying dimension security, we now want to apply cell level security. So let's create a new role. And we'll call this non-managers. We'll grant access to the cube. And then this time we'll go to the Cell Data tab. Now by default, all of the cells are readable within our cube. What we're going to do here is change that to say that we're going to enable read permissions only to a cell that meets the following conditions. Now there's two types of permissions. There's read permissions and read contingent permissions. Read permission says allow access to this particular cell no matter what. Whereas read contingent permissions means allow reading of a cell only if it's not dependent on another cell that we've restricted access to. In other words, if I have a calculation like gross margin percent that relies on cost, and I've blocked the user from reading cost, then read contingent says block the user from gross margin percent also. First, let's allow reading of cube content only for the sales. So there's our expression, measures.salesamount. But the expression that we need to use here needs to resolve as true or false. So we need to change this to do a comparison. And we can ask, is the current member the sales amount? So we'll change this expression to do a comparison using the is operator, comparing current member to sales amount, and if that's true, we can read the cell. So let's deploy this. And test it. There's sales amount, but cost displays as not available. In fact, all of our measures now display as not available. So we need to be very precise within our role definition when we're using cell level security to include each measure that we want the users to be able to see. Or we can use the not operation. I could say, instead of allowing the user to see only sales amount, I can say let them see everything except cost by using the not keyword in my expression and then excluding cost. And now we can see all of the other calculations, but cost remains unavailable. Now cost could be derived from profit margin percent, so I could add a read contingent permission to include the profit margin percent and have it evaluate if cost is part of that or not. Now I won't do it in this demonstration, But remember that I'll need to disable my category and disable my territory dimensions for my non-manager's role if I want to be able to assign users to both a non-manager's role as well as the non-bikes or Europe role.